Hello, class, and welcome to the Big Comfy Chair. Within this week, we're going to be taking a look at developmental psychology. But before we do, let's start off with a little joke. So, what are the last words that always accompany a child's joke? Oh, wait, I have another one. So, this week, we're going to be taking a look at developmental psychology, and so I'd like to just tell you a little story. Way back in the 1970s, he's an American millionaire by the name of Robert Graham. Began one of the most controversial and interesting and unique sperm banks in the world. He called it the repository for germinal choice. The sperm bank was part of a project that attempted to combat what Graham saw as the genetic decay that he saw around him. He believed human reproduction was experiencing a genetic decline, making for a population of retrograde humans. And he was convinced that the way to save the human race was to breed the best genes of a generation. So Graham began his project by collecting sperm samples from some of the most intelligent and highly achieving people that he could find, including scientists, entrepreneurs, athletes, and even Nobel Prize winners. And then he advertised for potential mothers who were required to be married to infertile men, to be educated and financially well off. Graham mailed out catalogs to the potential mothers, describing the donors using code names such as Mr. Gray White, who is ruggedly handsome, outgoing, and positive, a university professor, expert marksman, who enjoys the classics. Or Mr. Fuchsia, who was an Olympic gold medalist, tall, dark, handsome, bright, a successful businessman, and an author. When the mother had made her choice, the sperm sample was delivered by courier and insemination was carried out at home. Before it closed, following Graham's death in 1999, the repository claimed responsibility for the birth of 228 children. But the question is, did Graham's project actually create super intelligent children? Although it's difficult to be sure, because very few interviews with the offspring were permitted, at least some of the repository's progeny are indeed smart. A reporter in 2001 revealed that he had spoken to 9 families who benefited from the repository, and they proudly touted their children's achievements. They found that most of the offspring in the families interviewed seemed to resemble their genetic fathers. 3 from donor Mr. Fuchsia, the Olympic gold medalist, are reportedly very gifted athletes. Several who excel in math and science were fathered by professors of math and science. And although it's difficult to know for sure, it appears that at least some of the children of the repository are indeed outstanding. But can the talents, characteristics, and skills of this small repository sample be attributed to genetics alone? After all, if you consider the parents of these children, the reporter noted that the parents were, and particularly the mothers, were very highly involved in the children's development. They took parental role seriously. Most of the parents studied up on childcare, read childcare manuals, coached their children in sports teams, and were overall very engaged in the child's life. They practiced reading with the child. Some even homeschooled them or sent them to the best schools available. And all the families were well off. Furthermore, the mothers approached the repository at a relatively older childbearing age when all other options had been exhausted. And these children were desperately wanted and very much loved. And it's undeniable that in addition to the genetic background, all this excellent nurturing played a significant role in the development of the repository children. Now, although the existence of the repository provides interesting insight into the potential importance of genetics in child development, really we can say that the Graham's experiment was inconclusive. Yes, the offspring interviewed were smart and talented, but only one of them was considered a true genius and prodigy. And nurture may play as much a role as nature on their outcomes. But still, it's a very interesting story. I hope you enjoyed this week. You take care. Bye-bye.